What is this Brahman? He gives definition for the Brahman, Vyasa, the great rishi who composed the 18 Puranas and also who divided all the whole Vedas into 4 parts like Rigveda first, Yajurveda the second, Samaveda the third, and last and fourth is Atharvana Veda. Shastrayonitvat, there comes first Athato Brahma Jijnasa. First we have to think about the Brahman. What is the Brahman? What is the nature of the Brahman? And what is our Jiva who came in on the earth? So first we have to think like this. Then in that Shastra Yonitvat, it is only through Veda we can reach our goal. Suppose without teacher our life is become nothing. From the birth, from the childhood till the end of our life, we must and should follow the guide or words of our elders or the gurus. In childhood, the mother will tell to the child, you speak like this, you eat like this, you behave like this. Similarly, after some time, we will go to the schools, colleges, and then even if there we are not satisfied, we come to lastly the great world Guru, spiritual Guru, like to Bhagavan and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, etc. We come to them. Why we are come? We want bliss, we want Ananda. So that's why. That Ananda or the bliss, it is in our heart only, what Bhagavan says. No in any external objects or in the external world. The great bliss or the great supreme satisfaction, Ananda, is in ourself, in the self, in our body. We have to see that we have to concentrate by mind, we have to think several times, and we have to follow the strict as we are instructed by our gurus. Now coming to the point of the Vedas, I told 2 times in our holy Ramanashrama in the front of Bhagavan Shrine, morning and evening. Morning completely it is regarding the supreme knowledge, and whereas in the evening the supreme devotion. Without devotion, the supreme knowledge cannot be obtained. That shows how Bhagavan has made practically in the presence of his holy Ramana Linga. This Vedas, in every sacrifice, they will chant according to the rules and according to the instructions of their gurus, and as it is mentioned in the grammatical or nirukta or parampara, as it is come from head to head like that. This Rigveda contains the holy praises of all gods like Indra, Agni, Marut and Prajapati, etc. All the stotras, all the praises are chanted or have come in Rigveda. Then Yajurveda, the whole procedure, how to perform the different type of yajnas, it comes in the Yajurveda. How to perform from one action to another action, in one field, in the other field. For example, in Agnihotra, what we have to do? In the stage of Darsha Purnamasa, like full moon day or non-moon day, what I have to do, how to do, what are the mantras, and that is called all karmas, etc. are described in the Yajurveda. So, in the Upanishad, it comes Tasya Yajure Vashiraha Ragdakshina Pakshaha Samottara Pakshaha Adesha Atma Atharvangirasa Pucham Pratitha. It is described very nicely, beautifully. A bird, two wings normally bird has. Rigdakshina Pakshaha. This Rigveda is called the left wing, and the Yajurveda is called Samaveda Samottara Pakshaha. Samaveda is called the right wing. Tasya Yajureva Shiraha. But this Yajurveda, the main description of the yajnas and the way of performing, etc., which is called in the Yajurveda, it is the head of the bird. Normally, we think the head among the whole limbs of our body is very important, because the intellect is hiding in our head. But the intellect will not work, will not ultimate goal of our holy life, human beings. That is taught by Bhagavan. We have to come down from head to heart. Hridaya kohara madhye kevalam brahmamatram. Here Bhagavan says, in the cave of the heart, there exists the eternal Brahman. Hridavisha manasa swam. You enter in your heart by concentrated mind, chinvata majjatava, either diving or invention by searching. Atmanishto bhavatvam. You be firmly established in the Atman, but not in the body. This is the whole essence of Bhagavan, whole teaching of Bhagavan. I am not the body, I am the self, I am the Brahman, I am the bliss, I am the Ananda. This is the whole teaching of our Bhagavan. And not only Bhagavan, but all teachings of our whole rishis, all rishis, or including our Vedas, which are the holy words of the rishis or Bhagavan. It is the sayings that we are the Atman, which Amritasya Putraha. We are the children of eternal Amrita. We are not going to die, but the body which has born, which will develop, and one day it will become old, and one day it will come to the ashes, and it will be no more the body what we are seeing in our daily life. But the eternal Atman, I, Nan, never dies, never dies, never dies. Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi, Ayamatma Brahma. These are the four Vakyas or the sentences are called Mahavakyas. The very important sentences or very important teaching of our whole four Vedas. Tattvamasi, you are that Brahman. This is the from Samaveda. And Aham Brahmasmi, this comes, I am the eternal Brahman. There is nothing other than me, other than myself. Everything my form, my thân. That is comes from Yajurveda. Prajnanam Brahma. This is from Rigveda. That is Prakrishta Jnanam, the supreme knowledge that is the knowledge of the Brahman or knowledge of the Atman or the knowledge of the self is Brahman. This is come from Rigveda. And then lastly, Ayam Atma Brahma, it is from Atharvana Veda. Ayam Atma Brahma. That is what we see as an individual life, individual jiva, individual creature, individual man or individual body, whatever we see as just like bubbles in the ocean, waves in the ocean, bubbles in the water, like that these jivas are Brahman only. So these four vakyas, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayamatma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, these are the teachings of our whole Vedas, and these mantras or Mahavakyas will be given to a proper or eligible candidates who will take a sannyasa at the time of sannyasa, because when we are getting bored from the world, everybody wants to renounce the world. That time the guru or the sage or the saint or the Vedas or the Upanishad will teach us and will take us to you are the Brahman, you are the self, you are like that. Then we have to concentrate and we have to meditate on that. So, our whole Vedas is in another form, it is divided into two parts. One as karma or the action, or in jnana, second part. This, according to Shankaracharya, a mirror which is full of dust, we cannot see the shadow of ours or anything. But when the dust is removed, when the dirt is removed, or whatever is covered, that thing is removed from the mirror, we will be able to see the thing very clearly. So this karma, this is called as karma kanda. The first part of the whole Vedas is karma kanda. Chittasya shuddhaye karma, natu vastupalabdhaye, vastu siddhir vicharena, nakinchit karma kotibhihi. Acharya Shankara says, even if you perform crores of karma, you cannot attain the supreme knowledge unless and until you think, who am I, as Bhagavan told. Then only we will come to know our real nature, and then we will be blessed and we will be getting the eternal bliss. So, both karma for the purification of the mind, and after the purification of the mind by karma, by performing the karmas or by chanting the Vedas or by hearing the Vedas, it will become. Simply you need not understand the meaning of the Veda. If you simply hear the mantras, wherever it is chanted, if you hear, it is enough that our mind will become pure, and then we will see clearly our shadow, that we will see just like not the waves, but we will see the ocean of bliss, ocean of eternity. So, this jnana is the ultimate. Bhagavan used to tell, this bhakti is the mother of the supreme knowledge. Without bhakti, without devotion, without belief, without faith, we cannot attain. We are all coming to here in Ramanashramam. I am also one of among you who came here to attain or to reach my supreme goal by serving Jagadguru Sri Ramaneshwara, Ramana Guru, and also by concentrating on Arunachala, which is the supreme form of Shiva and Parvati. And Bhagavan used to tell, by simply remembering, by simply a single thought of Arunachala, will take you to supreme knowledge. And actually, in his own life, that happened. That Bhagavan, Ramana Maharshi, even though he is no more in the body, he is still ever shining and giving the instructions by silence, through silence, and attracting many people from all over the world. They will get the peace, they will get the bliss, they will be removed from their sorrows, and this is the center of the universe. Bhagavan used to tell about the Arunachala. This Arunachala, or the other name Tiruvannamalai, the name of the town or name of the village or name of the place is called as Tiruvannamalai. But the holy name of the God existing here in the form of holy hill is Shonadrisha, Arunachaleshwara, Arunachala. Like that, there are many names. By simply thinking, by simply uttering like Arunachala, it is enough, we can attain our goal. Bhagavan says, here many devotees are coming and they will be satisfied by the sitting in the meditation hall, or by doing Giri Pradakshina, or by hearing the chanting of the Vedas in front of Bhagavan, etc. So, this is the spiritual center where we get everything we require for the attainment of eternal happiness, eternal bliss, and eternal shanti. Our mantra, everywhere it says, Shanno Mitra Shambarunaha, Shanno Bhavatvariyama, Shanna Indro Brahaspatihi, Shanno Vishnurukramaha. Let us get shanti or peace by the sun, by the moon, by the wind, by the fire, and let us have the peace, Adhyatmika,